Hey guys, Ranchin here, being on Stork of commentary. This is going to be the first set between ZerO and Stork in the PDPOP MSL quarterfinals, round of 8, all that jazz. This is going to be on the circuit breaker. I'm going to get colors and position out of the way before saying anything else. Colors a little bit too much alike for my liking for the whole minimap reading thing. But they changed that actually just as I speak. They read my mind, even though this was played a week ago. At the upper left-hand corner, playing in yellow as Zerg is going to be ZerO. At the upper right-hand corner, playing in red as protoss is going to be Stork. I like having the colors different because it just makes it easier in the minimap. Even if the races are different, you can easily tell the units apart. When you're looking in the minimap, anything that can confuse you is, well, confusing. Yeah. So this is a 4-player map, circuit breaker. I actually quite like this map. It's kind of funky. It forces some interesting strategies, in my opinion. There's, you have your natural expansion, which has a fairly decently sized choke, which a protoss should be able to block off, though. And Stork, of course, going for the standard protoss, just sending out a probe out there to put down a pylon and then going out there to scout. Seems like he's going to scout in the right direction, while ZerO sent his initial overlord in the wrong direction. So at the very start, we're going to see whether it seems like ZerO is going to go for a 12 hatch here. Might go in for an overpull to put on a little bit of pressure, we'll see, but no matter what, I think, hey, peace out, man, peace out. I have no idea what you're saying. You have a cell phone, which I guess is cool, touchscreen and all, from what I saw. But yeah, no, it is going to be an overpull. So what this means, there's going to be a little bit of pressure. So Stork's going to spot this out, though. He's going to know, okay, I should feel safe. I won't be in too much trouble. I'll put down my Nexus before my 2 cannons. He will be forced to put down 2 cannons because most likely the 6 Zerglings are going to come out. So 2 cannons are going to be a necessity to force back those Zerglings. But he might also manage to deny the hatchet for a little bit, and that's also always ridiculously annoying for a Zerg player. Have that denied. There it is right now, just fighting that drone. Going to see what the show actually. Yeah, he's being forced to retreat right there, and that is a huge victory. Just that those few seconds, another drone coming out, fresh drone. He actually puts down a pylon. Nice play here from Stork. He wants to deny this. He wants to mess up ZerO's entire build as much as humanly possible. Stork, of course, doing extremely well in both things. I'm not going to say he's been doing extremely well in the OSL. Gotten to the semifinals. I believe Nuke has already cast those. Yeah, definitely did. Watch those. What am I talking about? I'm not going to spoil the results, how he's done, whether he won or lost in the semifinals, but it has been a while since they played, so go watch that over on Nuke's channel for the results. Stork playing it safe, putting down a cannon before he puts down that Nexus. He just doesn't want to push it too far. He was of course forced to put down a pylon there, so it would have delayed things a little bit anyway. So playing it very safe, losing that probe there, but still he managed to do some nice play. Delayed that hatchery by quite a bit. It would have been close to being finished now if not finished because of that pylon. But meanwhile back home, he's feeling pretty safe. Has a cannon up, has his Nexus on the way. I think that's a gateway coming up alongside. Wondering whether he's going to put down the second cannon or not. Meanwhile, ZerO does have one little Zergling just staying out there, chilling. And also see a third base popping up here at the low left-hand position. There's no easy third gas to take closer from your base. And because of that, Zergs do have an easier time on this map. They can kind of spread out more. They have more position taking this map. Stork playing it, just deciding, well, there is a very small choke, so thinking, hey, it's no problem. I can just stick to 1 cannon. Might want to get himself ready for additional. I'm not quite sure if he's seen the third base yet, so for all he knows, there's going to be a Hydra bust coming at him. But seems like nothing in what he has seen has told him that is going to be coming at him. Do we see a second? Is that a second cannon possibly there in that location? Or just a sub-nails core? Probably just sub-nails core. Actually spotting that third base. Knows, if there's a Hydra, if there's going to be a Hydra pressure, it's not going to come out yet. Hydra's then is on the way, actually. Don't see a lair anywhere, so I might be completely wrong. So this might actually be a very nice build here from ZerO if he decides to go for some aggression here, trying to take advantage of Stork's possible complacency. I think that's the word I'm looking for. 3 bases still. He's going up with 3 bases, but he might just use that hatchery down there just to pump. Don't see a single air out there yet. And Stork has not seen the Hydra. He really needs to go up there and spot that Hydralist den. He's going to be working on it on Stargate tech right now, and that's not what he needs. He needs to get his High Templars out there. He needs to put down more cannons. And ZerO, as you see, is not really droning up quite heavily down here yet. Just wondering, just trying to deny the scout as long as possible, then get a huge Hydra number going, and then put down a lot of pressure. Because if he does that right now, he could take a huge lead in this game, if not win it right away. It'll all come down to how many forces he can actually produce. Stork desperately trying to get his probe through, actually managing to outrun those Zerglings there. Is not going to be able to run through the Hydra then, the drone. The Hydra is going to be able to kill him. 2 Hydras in there. The probe, at the very least, Stork knows that the Hydras are out there. He still hasn't seen the lair. He doesn't know if there is a lair in his own base. And of course, if he saw the lair, if the lair had been up, it would have been fairly obvious that there's not going to be a Hydra bust. But now he does spot the Hydras, thinking, wait a minute, he really is hiding his main. Could be some danger coming at me right now. Here at the bottom left-hand natural expansion, there are being drones forced. So it seems like even though ZerO's going for a lot of pressure, he's not making this the end-all be-all of his build. He's not, trusting that this will win him the game right here. He's getting himself ready for a straight-up economic game just in case this happens to fail. But he's forcing Stork to put down a lot of cannons, forcing Stork to play very defensive. Has 3 cannons up so far. 1 Dragoon alongside a few Zealots. They're going to be forced to back off into that choke. Only a few Hydras out there so far. 4th cannon is going to come out in time. There is a Corsair, so finally Stork's going to be able to get that scout. Still don't see too many Hydras here. Seems like they are coming in with a bit of a group. And I really don't think that ZerO is going to be trying to take this for the win. He seems like he's working on economy. He's putting down yet another base at the lower left position. Knows that he's going to be completely unharassed. While he has this little bit of advantage, just has to make sure he can micro his Hydras around a little bit. Zealots coming in for a little pressure. Loses 1 Hydra there. But Stork loses both of his Zealots, sacrificing that. Going finally inside the base. Spotting there is no lair anywhere. So now he's going to be taking down some pressure. He needs to do a little bit of damage, kill an Overlord. And he also should spot that lower left-hand position, but now he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Going to lose his gateway here. He's going to put down as many cannons as he can before he loses his forge. He might actually end up losing the forge. And ZerO, meanwhile, is going to put down even more additional hatchery. He's going to be on 4 bases. And right now, I got to say, this looks like a very troublesome position for Stork. He's going to lose his forge. He's going to have quite a few cannons coming up, but still not in the best of positions. Wondering exactly what he's going to do. The Hydras are forced to back off a little bit, but he has a robotic facility coming up inside of his base. So he might be going Reaver to help himself defend against this. Might transition into Corsair Reaver as well. Getting a few shots on his Corsair. Spotting a bunch of extra hatcheries coming up. Still playing defensively back home. Should be putting down a forge inside of his main. Has 6 cannons there. Just helping him defend. And let's see what has main. Robotic support bay. Just what he needs. Needs a Reaver out there. A Reaver will pretty much help him defend against this completely. With all those cannons and even a single Reaver, I really don't think those Hydras, unless they run in and get a beautiful, quick snipe of that Reaver, won't really be able to do much. Lair is also finally on the way. Corsair are just finally spotting the lower left-hand base, which is not yet up and running fully for him. Seems like Stork's also does have a forge inside of his main, working on more Corsairs. Seems like he is probably going to go for some Corsair. Wondering if they actually might go for a shuttle before he goes for Reaver. And possibly just, he knows there's not a lot of pressure coming at him. There are not that many Hydras produced. ZerO played very smart instead of just going for a quick kill build, which is maybe something like players like Hyuk would do. I think maybe somewhat slightly lower level Zerg players that will play that way against Stork just because they don't have as much confidence in their late game play, but ZerO has a lot of confidence in his late game play. He's a very veteran player at this point, a very powerful, very good versus protoss Zerg player. Now his Corsair's gonna go out there grouped up, trying to do a little bit of damage. There is the Reaver out back home to defend. Might actually eke that out a little bit just to get a few hits on. Gonna start working on Citadel of Doom just to get that speed up. Probably gonna go for Temple Archives alongside that, but the longer the game goes on like this, the longer this stalemate goes on, the bigger the advantage of ZerO is gonna be, because he's gonna be on 4 bases. He has them, I think that lower left-hand at this point is also full of mining. He's not taking full advantage of his lower left-hand bases. Actually put his lair down that at that lower left-hand natural. Just going to hide it. He's not taking full advantage of everything he has economically, but he is going to be able to do that very soon. Has a Spire working up as well soon, so we're going to see some Scourge flying around there trying to take down these Corsairs. And if Stork does indeed go for any... has that shuttle in there. If he does indeed go for some Serra Reaver, Scourge might just snipe those down. You need some speed on that shuttle, because no speed on that shuttle is going to be very risky. Zergling going to spot that shuttle as it moves around. Hydras might be moving towards that location right now to snipe it. And Stork going to go for it anyway. Actually, yes, popped a speed right there on his shuttle. Seems he's going to try to go for an aggression action anyway. ZerO actually maneuvering his Hydras around so that they can snipe it. And Stork actually staying there at the north side position, because pretty sure he spotted that happening. Burrow from ZerO setting up a trap for that shuttle, And it seems like those Corsairs are going to go in first. Stork doesn't know about that trap. Oh, going to get a few hits, dropping his Reaver down. Going to lose that Reaver. Oh, taking down one Hydra. Actually sacrificing his Reaver to keep the shuttle alive, but that was basically the only decision he had. Either lose both the shuttle and the Reaver, or sacrifice one. He basically probably would have gotten focused down by those Hydras if he had not dropped that shuttle down. Didn't even drop it close enough to get at least a Scarab at the drones. Unfortunate for him, not. But okay, why didn't he go for those Overlords right there? Two Overlords, two shiny, glistening Overlords. Okay, that sounds kind of gross. Two shiny, glistening Overlords just sitting there waiting to be killed. Dark Templar's going out there as well now for Stork. He really needs to pick up a third base fairly soon. But there are a lot of burrowed Zerglings all over the map. ZerO taking full and absolute control of this game. He's going to be able to pick up the 9 o'clock position for himself anytime he wants. Finally, Stork going out there, starting to snipe a few of those Overlords around. Does not have weapons one upgrades. Probably went for Dragoon range instead from that Cybernetics core. But finally, ZerO also putting down creep colonies. He's going to be able to get some anti-air defense, static anti-air defenses against those Corsairs. Yeah, just 1 second, 1 spore. That's all you need. Also for detection, 1 DT extra coming in here. No Hydras in position. 1 DT can come here to the low ref position. We're able to get at least a few of these drones. Maybe even all of them. 1 more drone, and that's the last of the drone going down. A few gas drones. Probably not going to get them. Probably going to lose that DT. That shuttle flies straight through the middle and just gets shot down. Oh, that was just sloppy from Stork there. Going to lose a couple of his... Oh, yeah, going to lose a few more of his Corsairs. Oh, my God, just flying right over the Hydras. And Stork's starting to make silly mistakes. He's starting to play a little bit sloppy. And ZerO's going to be taking full advantage of that. It has a fairly nice force now. A lot of Hydras working on his lurkers alongside. Has a few Corsairs out there as well. And he's just feeling fairly confident, just feeling very safe in what he has going on for him right now. Stork is going to need to really micro his ass off to get back into this. Needs a shuttle for those 2 Reavers, needs High Templar, needs his Zealots and his Dragoons to be all in the right position, needs his Observers out there and alive, not to be sniped. But I'm thinking he's still going to have a huge amount of trouble. He really needs... His micro is going to have to be absolutely immaculate for him to even have a chance to push this back. He's going to be forced to engage here back home. Across his bridge. He has a lot of his cannons. I'm really thinking he might be pushing himself out a little bit too far. I understand why he's doing this, because he wants to pressure out and then go take a base. But I think the safest base for him to take at this point is that mineral only at the upper right hand. That outside his main. Zergling their burrows. Zergling just standing in there, not being bothered at all. Has a shuttle flying around. And Stork, really, he cannot push out, eke out this far. Look at ZerO has a huge amount of forces, lurkers, Hydras. If Stork gets caught out of position without all of his splash unit, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. 1 Zealot runs out there. No speed on his Zealots yet. No leg speed on his Zealots. That's going to be very bad. Stork might be in a pretty bad position. He does not want to be caught in a fight here, actually. I don't see any Observers out there for him. Has High Templars. He needs leg speed on his Zergins. He needs Observers, but now Lurk is being dropped there inside the natural expansion. That's going to be some probes. Stork managed to get some probes out of there, but 1 single Lurker. I think the other one might actually be in the Overlord. A lot of damage done. That Overlord's going to be able to get maybe 1 Lurker on top of that probe line. Might actually be able to kill some. Okay, so Lurker going to get a few shots off. Going to get 1, 2. That's got a few probes taken out, and that's all that Lurker needed to do. And this is just yet another nail in Stork's coffin. He's going to get caught in a pretty bad position. He's going to be able to push this back with some of his splash. Loses 1 Reaver, though. Being forced to waste some of his storms. Another Reaver Scarab going off. But overall, Stork just does not have the army to engage. And the problem is that ZerO's going to be able to reinforce. Nice Scarab there. Another nice Scarab there from Stork. He really needs those Scarabs to be on top of the Zergins coming in a little bit too close. No shuttle in there to help that Reaver stay alive. He's going to be able to get at least 1 more Scarab off before he dies. 1 Scarab does not really kill anything. He's going to get more Scarabs off. Where are the Observers? Lurk is being burrowed down there. Finally, the Observers coming in, flying in and helping support. So Stork actually going to manage to clean this up. But look at the map. ZerO has a humongous presence, while Stork is just barely cleaning up with the few things he has. I think that ZerO should have worked up to Hive Tech at this point, have attack speed upgrade on his Zergins, trying to desperately get up that expansion here at the mirror only, but only Dragoons. A Reaver goes down. Oh, nothing but Dragoons at this point. Lurkers, Hydras, and Zerglings against Dragoons. Dragoons is not going to be able to do much at all against this. Losing his Corsairs as well. That base is not going to come up, in economically speaking. And troop-wise, Stork is just in a very, very bad position. I don't think we're going to be hearing the Vuvuzela guy today, guys. Oh, man, just the longer this game goes on, the more it seems like ZerO really is taking absolute control of this. He's not making any big mistakes. That play with the 2 lurkers just to pick up a couple of probes to kill. That was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he really didn't need that for anything else. He was so far ahead. Just eking out a little bit more on his lead. Why not? And the longer the game goes on, the harder it is for Stork. I've said this already before. But just the problem is that he's not going to be able to take the bases. He's not doing too badly in the fights, but the problem is he's just not going to be able to reinforce. He does not have enough splash damage. There's going to be one very nice storm there on top of the Hydra. Oh, ZerO not microing those out of the way. Again, another decent storm. Going to catch quite a few of the Hydras. That's going to be an Archon morphing in. But nothing but heavy on the Dragoons. That's not going to help. But again, it's good against the Lurkers, but the Hydras can go toe-to-toe very well against the Dragoons. They actually usually generally beat them. Finally, the GG there from our good old buddy Stork. And he gets taken down handily. ZerO just in absolute control. Stork trying to do a little bit of tricky, funky things there at the beginning. Hey, I'm going to deny your hatch, but ZerO just, I don't care. I'm going to win. And even though Stork's reactions were generally on par, he spotted that aggressive opening from ZerO, but ZerO wasn't even going that aggressive. He just wanted to force Stork to put down a bunch of cannons and play defensively and be scared. And absolute beautiful manipulation play here from ZerO, so he's going to take the first set handily. So, moving on to the last matchup. GG guys, wrenching out. This listening. Hope you enjoyed.